Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. We have videos today from Dadvocate. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. This is part 2. There is a part 1. It's like an hour long. This covers the majority of what is important.
Okay, do you guys remember Chelsea Smallwood, the chick who was bragging openly about being the other woman and then started an entire coaching business for cheaters to pay her?
Which is crazy, by the way, to have a whole cheating business like this. Especially on social media where it's like out in the public.
To give them pats on the back for being cheaters. I guess her whole shtick is like, I got a married man to abandon his wife and kids in China for me while I was also married, and you can too. Well, now she's being sued. In a public lawsuit filed in Miami County, Ohio, Chelsea Smallwood, her company, and one of her coaches, Olivia Nicodemus, are all being sued for damages resulting from what I can only describe as pure degeneracy. According to the lawsuit filed by a woman named Kristen Jacobs, the story all began when this woman, Kristen, found out that she was being cheated on by her spouse with her best friend.
Ouch.
That best friend being Olivia Nicodemus. Kristen discovered Chelsea's Other Woman page when looking up content about infidelity and was absolutely effing floored to find a video of Chelsea reading Kristen's very own text messages about Kristen's very own affair word for word on her TikTok. So to find out how Chelsea even had these text messages, Kristen joined the Other Woman community anonymously, which you're allowed to do, only to find out that Olivia was also in there and posting pictures of both Kristen and her children. Not only that, but Chelsea was encouraging Olivia to admit to some of the most depraved acts I've ever heard. Olivia brags about sleeping with Kristen's husband while Kristen was sleeping right next to them. Olivia brags.
You see that in cornos. But you never really believe it that, you know, the wife is just sleeping there and then some chick sneaks up in bed with the man and all that. It's definitely out of a porno movie, that's for sure.
About spying on Kristen's intimate moments with her husband with binoculars.
What?
And Olivia brags about sneaking into Kristen's room and using her personal toys on herself without her consent. That's Chelsea's Other Woman community for you.
Wow.
A place for healing. As of right now, the courts are still awaiting responses from both.
Like, people say it's a place for... Do they not realize they're just ruining the other woman's life that you are stealing from? I thought this was a woman-centric thing. Why are you ruining each other?
Smallwood and Nicodemus, and they only have a couple weeks left. Then the case will move to discovery, where even more evidence of their depravity will be submitted. While we wait for the next update, comment Kristen's army down below so that if she sees this, she knows there is a wealth of cheater haters rallying behind her. Cheating bullies don't win. More details are emerging in this cheating business lawsuit, where a creator named Chelsea Smallwood, proudly and smugly known as the Other Woman and the Wife, and her cheating coach cohort, Olivia Nicodemus, are being sued for damages by a betrayed spouse named Kristen Jacobs. In this lawsuit, it is alleged, among many numerous other complaints, that cheating coach Olivia Nicodemus posted the full name and family photos of Kristen Jacobs, the wife of her affair partner at the time, to the Other Woman community with the intentions of asking other members to compare their appearances. I guess to like validate who's the hotter one or
I'm sure that happens constantly with these types of communities, I'm sure.
something. Another alleged complaint is that Chelsea Smallwood, the founder of the Other Woman community for cheaters, aggressively contacted this betrayed spouse's therapist in order to continue to bully her alongside Olivia. Well,
Wow.
internet cyber sleuths and longtime Chelsea haters have unearthed some evidence regarding these claims that is likely to be presented at the discovery trial. One user
Shout outs to you internet sleuths out there.
found this comment left by Olivia Nicodemus publicly on TikTok, responding to a comment that reads, "They cheat down, someone with less self-esteem who is willing to accept crumbs and never be the priority. Also usually less attractive." To which chronic cheater Olivia gets offended and says, "Would you like to see some side-by-side comparison photos?" Pretty damning, and just kind of goes to show that this eagerness to compare physical appearances of herself to the wife that this man is cheating on was not exaggerated. And yet another user found this publicly posted comment by Chelsea on her own videos saying, I contacted her therapist. She said it's a useless cause. So Chelsea is contacting betrayed spouses' therapists. And also, no therapist worth their license would ever answer a call from a complete stranger about a HIPAA-protected client and say, oh yeah, her? Lost cause.
Right.
It's not enough for you to use your massive platform to bully people who have been cheated on, but you're also going to go out of your way to infiltrate their mental health care and then lie about it. And you bragged about doing that. Basically, internet detectives
The sign language that's being used against other women is crazy.
are honing in on this case, and I expect a whole lot more to start coming out in these next days and weeks. Ashley Madison Round 2 Electric Boogaloo is getting so crazy. Hit follow if you want more updates, because cheating bullies don't win. Boop. The Cheating Chelsea lawsuit is blowing up fast, with new updates and details every day, so here's what we've got now. Once people started going through her posts and comments with a fine-tooth comb to see how truly depraved this affair coach really is,
It's making me feel dirty just like watching it and like listening to all of this, that these women are doing such disgusting stuff to each other. And like, yeah, men do bad things to each other, but this is a whole nother level of...
poof, she started deleting everything. But after a night of radio silence, she reemerged with this rebrand. Affair or complicated connection? Still an affair, Chelsea. But are you starting to see what we've been saying when we're telling you that these cheating coaches of her little business are really just teaching cheaters more crafty rhetoric to gaslight their spouses and everyone else? Because it's right there in front of your face. Meanwhile, people are also starting to draw a lot of parallels between Chelsea's Other Woman business and the Twin Flames cult, especially with ex-members coming out and saying that Chelsea would regularly offer to coach people's affair partners into leaving their wives for them, just like Chelsea was able to do. Extremely similar methodology and profiting off of selling the pipe dream of love to vulnerable people. People are also comparing Chelsea and her Other Woman business to the Westboro Baptist Church because they use similar tactics of tapping on people's triggers in ways that are so enraging, such as making fun of betrayed spouses for being cheated on, that it causes people to react in a way that they might be able to sue them. Finally, both Chelsea and her cheating cohort, Olivia Nicodemus, have filed their responses. It's honestly pretty boring. Olivia just filed to say that she has representation for herself, and Chelsea is still trying to fight arbitration and get it in front of a jury trial because she wants this to be public. She's partly trying to do what Ashley Madison did, all press is good press, and also just trying to embarrass the shit out of Kristen. But is she smart enough to succeed, or has she already buried herself?
I think she buried herself, but that's just me. These are all the clips that Dad Advocate has been going over. She did this big clip, so I was like, oh, this really gives us a lot of information about what's going on, and just like this is what's happening out there, guys. There's coaches that are coaching women to steal men away from other women. And then women get mad that men are cheating. And they say, oh, it's his fault. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not his fault, but there's other acts in play too.
Time will tell, but the court of public opinion certainly seems to agree, at least, cheating bullies don't win. Kristen's army, boop! Right when you thought the Cheating Chelsea lawsuit couldn't get any more insane, I have more updates. Our big reveal today is that Chelsea seems to have revealed her hand a bit in what she plans to use as her defense strategy, per her own flying monkeys, who, despite being very few in number, cannot shut the hell up in the comments. Chelsea Smallwood additionally allowed her fellow coach Olivia Nicodemus to self-incriminate to multiple offenses, including criminal voyeurism and invasion of privacy, due to her bragging about spying on her affair partner and his wife's intimate moments with binoculars and creeping into the wife's bedroom to use her personal toys without her consent. This user, Alexis, said, FYI, Kristen is still married to her husband, the one who entertained and enjoyed the throuple the three of them were in. Apparently, he had no problem sleeping with both women in the same day. So to clear things up for you, Alexis, because you seem to be having trouble, a man sleeping with two women in the same day without the direct informed informed consent of one of those women is not how a throuple works.
Yeah.
Other chronic cheating users like Julie are trying to say things like, well, Kristen did say yes to a threesome with Olivia once because let's pretend it's true so that I can explain to you how consent works. Do things with Olivia once, something we have no evidence of, that doesn't mean that she agreed to every absolutely...
Yeah, it's not like vampires. Once you invite them into your house, you know, they get to come in whenever they want kind of thing. You know, it's like every time I want sex from a woman, can I just get it every time I want? Or I'm like, hey, babe, let's get some. Or, hey, can I get some? Or, let's get some. You're going to have to ask or like do something about it. You just can't just take just because they said yes the one time.
Violating thing that Chelsea and Olivia did to her after. So before you guys think about commenting that horrifying excuse for an excuse on my page again, think twice if that's the way you want people to regard your children.
Yep.
Stupid.
Ew.
New updates in the Cheating Chelsea lawsuit, where two affair coaches and their cheating business are being sued for allegations of inhumane acts and contract violations. Chelsea has officially cease and desisted me on Christmas Eve through email, not even certified mail. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So as you can see, this office claims to represent...
That's, you know, when you're doing stuff right, advocate. Shout outs to you.
The Other Woman and the Wife LLC and Chelsea Smallwood, but it begins by trying to claim that I am bound to the other woman cheating community's terms of service contracts. Huh? She even says the facts concerning this matter are not in dispute. Yes, they are, ma'am. Look at me. I would never and will never pay you money to be one of your little other women, okay? I even say so in the video that you yourself cited. You can't just claim people joined your website and that they have to follow your rules with no evidence whatsoever. You will never in your life be able to produce a contract that I signed because I never joined your lame little cheating coven. So wow, Chelsea, it actually looks like you're the one defaming me. Her grounds for how it is a...
You're right, girl. She is defaming you.
Fact that I joined her community is because in a video that I made roasting her several months ago, I used the term, I snuck into her community. Bruh, I simply meant that I trolled your public comment section to get an idea of your audience. That doesn't contractually bind me to you. Are you out of your mind? She also got mad that I described her business as helping cheaters gaslight their spouses instead of her preferred definition of helping people heal as individuals. My opinion of what your business appears to be doing is not governed by your own personal mental gymnastics version of it. I'm allowed to have my opinion just like you're allowed to think that you're actually doing something good for the world. She also got mad that I called Olivia dangerous because I guess it's against the other woman code or whatever, which again, I am not at all bound by. So my opinion that you and Olivia are dangerous remains legally protected. I have been threatened that I need to sign this form saying I destroyed all of my videos by December 31st or else. Chelsea has now made false allegations against me, against Kristen, and against numerous other individuals, putting her and her business dangerously close to malicious and deliberate misuse of court processes. I will be continuing to cover this case despite these threats and intimidation tactics.
I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't know this was going on. I actually did not. I go over Davicate's channel every so often too, and I saw this and I was just like, men need to know.
Because Kristen and the other betrayed spouses that Chelsea has built a career off of making fun of deserve justice.
Can you imagine though, guys, if we had a career like this? If I had the Chow Time Fuckboys, how to be a fuckboy, how to, how to cheat when you're married, how to make sure your wife doesn't ever find out, how to gaslight your wife and the never knowing that you cheat. Oh my God. And I was flaunting it, saying, I cheat. I got a girl to leave her husband to come live with me. Like, come on. This is just so crazy that this is even allowed. And it's only allowed because they're women.
This video and in all of my videos, I am stating my opinion based off of allegations made in a public lawsuit. And if you don't like it, here's a straw. Suck it up. You guessed it, even more updates in the cheating Chelsea affair business lawsuit situation. A new character appears, digging Chelsea's hole a little bit deeper. If you're confused on what's going on, follow the cheating Chelsea lawsuit hashtag or my playlist. I want to address this comment here by Mama Cole, and thank you so much for leaving this so that I can memorialize it so that neither you or Chelsea can delete further evidence. This reads, well, there's actually more to the story. Kristen and her husband invited Olivia into their marriage as a throuple, but then Kristen got mad when her husband chose to go with Olivia. And just curious where this information is coming from, Mama Cole, because it's certainly not published in the public lawsuit. Because you may remember that the entire reason that Chelsea is being sued is due to contract violating dissemination of private, personal, and identifying information, as well as bullying and harassment of members within the community. So if you're gossiping and colluding with Chelsea and or other women within her community, you're kind of proving Kristen's entire point.
Correct.
But you don't care about sharing personal and identifying information about people, do you, Mama Cole? Because here you are on episode 52 of Chelsea's Other Woman podcast talking about your own affair with a married man who you met on a dating website. And then, oops, there you are sharing his entire face on your public TikTok to shame him. Now wait, I actually called her out on this saying, oh, so it is okay to name and shame cheaters, to which she said, maybe it's a stock photo. But we both know it's not a stock photo, because here you are responding to a comment on that very same video with someone asking, who is this? To which you plainly reply, my ex-boyfriend. Meanwhile, Chelsea desperately continues to attempt to
So you do all these things to get men to cheat, and then once they cheat with you, then you use that cheating to shame them? It's crazy.
brand
What
after
the hell?
deleting tons of evidence. To my followers, thank you for your unwavering support this year. Chelsea, your comments are turned off. I think it wavered. And trusting me to provide a safe, compassionate, space for those navigating the complexities of infidelity. Read as, those cheating. Also, for the love of God, hire an editor. What is this? Resources. Same with this. What is this? You got schmutz on your cheek. The rest of the post is basically her bragging about how her business is so much bigger and better than ever, with a wider audience than ever before.
This business is booming, people. It's fucking booming.
Which might help Kristen's case by showing that any damages she tries to claim appear to be immaterial. In conclusion, I find it deeply unsettling that the most common defense from these mothers of children seems to so far be, well, Kristen was asking for it.
Yep.
This is why I'm Kristen's army, and this is why
blaming.
cheating bullies don't win. Boop. New filings and Easter eggs in the cheating Chelsea lawsuit out of Miami County, Ohio, featuring the affair business, The Other Woman and the Wife LLC, its owner Chelsea Smallwood, one of the affair coaches Olivia Nicodemus, and betrayed spouse Kristen Jacobs. To quickly
By the way, again, it's just a mashup of all of her little shorts on it, so you get a little bit snippet of each thing.
catch you up, Kristen is alleging that Chelsea and Olivia caused harm to her by allowing pictures of her and her children and their names
The pictures of children things kind of upsets me. Every time I hear that, like, she posted your children up, like, you disgusting women. You posted my children up on this website of you degenerate old hags. I don't know. I would be so
posted to
upset.
the Other Woman community for comparison and humiliation purposes. And Chelsea is basically alleging that Kristen harmed her by telling people about it. Looks like Kristen has filed a new response as of December 27th. Right now, the court is still debating if the trial will be taken to arbitration, a more private and cost-effective resolution, or if it will be held before a jury trial, something that Chelsea herself is pushing for. In Kristen's first response, she points out that Chelsea's own terms of service calls for arbitrations in the case of disputes. In Chelsea's most recent response, she claims that clause is only in the new terms of service, but that Kristen is bound to the old terms of service. So there's been some debate between the parties on the timeline, a debate that Kristen seems to have just settled with new evidence. You may remember that Chelsea claimed that she herself kicked Kristen out on or around December 2023. But Kristen disproves this claim entirely by providing the email of Kristen herself canceling her own membership in early November. Either way, though, Kristen's lawyer spends the rest of this response detailing how no matter which contract you pick, both of them compel arbitration the same way. He also finger wags her team for clerical errors. He goes on to call the other woman's arguments nonsensical and contrary to her own filings. Her lawyer even catches Chelsea trying to use both contracts whenever it conveniences her and says, the other woman cannot have it both ways. Ohio law does not permit the other woman to cherry pick which provisions in an agreement it wants to enforce. This is bars right now. In layman's terms, her lawyer is saying you can't use the new contract to claim damages from Kristen while simultaneously trying to separate your relationship entirely from the new contract. And finally, weird little Easter egg I noticed. I started to notice a weird pattern with the Chelsea lovers, a planetary theme. Okay, here's one lady who loves the other.
Oh, planetary theme, as in like stars and astronomy? I'm sure.
Other woman, right? And you can see Chelsea loves her back. Look at this. Okay, here's another one. This account could be cyberbullying, just saying. Alexis. And then here's another one accusing me of joining the other woman community, barf. I actually offer her $1 million to find where I ever said that. She deleted her comment instead. But comes back to say this, anyone know stroller candy? I said, y'all are so cryptic, I feel like I'm in an escape room. She deleted that comment too. Is this some kind of code within the community? Are we gonna start having to do ciphers soon? What a cheater get-in mystery. Thank you so much for diving into this rabbit hole with me. I will report more as soon as I can. Kristen's Army, boop.
The things that women are able to get away with, making a whole business on cheating and affairs and all of this, and it's public. Like I get Ashley Madison. It's just like a website that just does this thing. No, she's like a public figure. She does all these things. She's telling women to cheat. She's showing how women to cheat. Like at least Ashley Madison is just a website to like facilitate it. She is coaching and teaching people how to destroy families and making money. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I could just